Bing. Well, butter my biscuits. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Alright. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm ready.
And a double helping of
I
gravy.
gotta go test the other microphone.
Yeah.
But you do work out.
I do.
Give me 10.
Okay.
I ain't even on camera yet. I ain't even on camera
She
yet.
can go on forever.
Oh, jeez. There's your damn push-up. There's your damn push-up.
The queen, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better.
Mike Test. This is my Mike, Mr. Mike Test. Tell me about it, Mr. Mike Test.
H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. Cause I don't take spell.
Some pre-cam. We're talking about pre-messages and pre-cam.
The number one,
That sounds dirty.
the number one in the bed is the
Is
Antichrist.
my mic like really low?
But I'm God, not God, because the Antichrist
Let's find out.
is me.
If I hit this button and go on in,
When
do
you
we
want
hear
to
me?
it's that woo woo. You know what I'm saying?
Some neighbors are saying way too loud.
That's only in the morning. You're supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo.
Beep up, beep boat, beep but up, beep boat. No, I think it's all right. And see, the mic's got to be trying to balance where the mic is tough. Because sometimes I get excitable, y'all. I'm blowing it out, you say. I'm blowing it out. Well, howdy, y'all. Welcome back to another paint stream here on the channel. We're going to be continuamos in los battle mechs. Not sure how far in we're going to go tonight. I kind of want to get these boys done, honestly. I think what we're going to do is maybe hit them with a Agrex Earthshade, wash down on the lower quadrants, and then do the cockpit jeweling in green, and do the weapon jeweling, and we'll do some free-handed Draconis Combine symbols on them, and then they'll be done. They're looking all right. You say they're looking good. I think they're looking a little plain, and they need something. You know, I think what we need to do is hit them with a little bit more of the orange on the high points. So let's start with that today. Howdy to everybody who has stopped through. Is it exercise time? Is it exercise time? Has it already been 5 minutes? Blowing it like a campfire that refuses to fully take light? Wait, what are we blowing here? I feel like there's naughty intention behind what you're saying here. Alright, let's hydrate this wet palette. Hydration. Let's hydrate things. Nuh-uh. Blowing it like a golf. Now, see, that is the intentions there are filthy. For shame. No, I ain't gonna shame you. Shame is a Shame is not necessary. I can't remember the quote. There's a good quote about shame in Victor Victoria. You know, get down on your hands and knees and whoosh whoosh until you get dizzy. I know the feeling. I know that exact feeling. Okay. So let's dig in with some dry brush. I think we're going to go with this brush again. We maybe need a smaller one, actually. What were we using for the small brush? I think it was this guy. Let's dig in with it. Let's get out our acetone. Redeem Rich. Holy moly. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, night, evening, wherever you're at. Things are going well. I gotta admit, I'm my enthusiasm for the stream tonight's a little sapped. So we'll see. We'll probably aim for like 2 hours and then go for 3 if it's feeling all right. But the streak must continue. We're going to be back to normalcy in January. And of course, tomorrow is TTRPG Tuesday. So make sure to stop by and check out what the party is doing down on the surface of the planet Popcatopia. Oh my god, what is this? Holy moly, generous donation from Comstar Knight.
Comstar Knight donated a $4.99 super chat. Congrats on the competition win. Better
B. That's a pretty good one. I packed a lot today, took a nap, but a short progress is made though. Yeah, doing all the like pre-move stuff. Honestly, that sounds like a special flavor of hell, to be honest, Slink. Let's pick a good color here. I'm kind of thinking maybe an orangey red mix. Not really sure, because I don't think our Wild Rider Red actually really showed up. So we could maybe use this bright orange and mix it in with a little bit of dark vermilion, maybe? I bet you never thought. Or flat red even. I think we want the dark vermilion is what we're going to go for. I'll do the dry brush sound. That's not mine. I stole that from Bill Making Stuff, who does the breathy dry brush. What about what was it? Drugfasten. Or Drogfasten. O's making a, the double O makes an O sound, not a oo sound. Drogfasten. All right, let's do 50-50. Oh my god, why is that so liquidy? Why are you so liquid? Why are you so liquid, paint? Got too much water in your diet. All right, you know what that means, y'all. It's time for OniLab to do the thing. And it's also time to bring the camera focus out some. But I bet you never thought. So let's get our vermilion good and shook up. Break out the paint thickener. I just want to get some of the pigment mixed back up into the thing. Can y'all hear that? I think that. Let's see if this is any better. See if this is any better. I want it to be less watery. Yeah, it feels like it mixed in pretty decently. All right, so we're going to do like a 50-50 of that and our bright orange. This is the same bright orange from the Bobugbabil's dedication and the charger paint up. So let's try and get a nice 50-50 mix here. I want a good orange that's going to like show up on the edges of our mechs. We just want to give them a little more life. We want to basically, we got to overcompensate on the edge work to create that. I need the visual interest to persist after we hit it with the chipping. What was that? I like to add cured concrete to my paint. Gives it that chunky thickness I'm looking for. That's I mean, you could get that with this stuff. Just mix a little sterling mud into it, and not only does it increase the cost of your paint by tenfold, but it makes it completely useless and kills your brush. You need a visual for your edge work. That's a tough one to answer there, Mr. Nathan. That's a tough one, because sometimes the visual stimulus will push you over the edge. Sometimes, though, getting lost in the sensation of the gooning, though, makes it difficult to edge. I hate what we've become here. What the fuck happened to this channel? Holy fuck. Alright. I like light references, to be honest. Help me know where I need to edge the most. I'm not really sure where I lie on that. I think it depends on the moment. Depends on the moment. I think the secret is just to like have the right amount of stimulation and not become overstimulated, regardless of technique. All right, so we're gonna 50-50 this dark vermilion and our bright orange, and I think that's gonna give us a nice tone. This is somewhere in between Fire Dragon Bright and what's the other color? Wild Rider Red. A little closer to Wild Rider Red. In fact, we may be just made Wild Rider Red. Just straight up. We maybe just made Wild Rider Red. That's funny. Whatever. I'm gonna hit it with a straight application, and that should be fine. That's clean water. This is dirty water. Let's clean it. We're gonna dig in. We're gonna hit these with a quick dry brush, and then what we'll do is we'll go from there into our Agrex Earthshade to create a bit of contrast between body parts, and we'll do the cockpit work. Is that like holding your ponies? No. I don't get into the pony stuff. I'm not going to shame y'all for your pony stuff, but I don't get into the pony stuff. That ain't me. Ain't for me. I'm into goblin mode, if you will. Okay, here we go. So once again, we've got our palette here. We're going to get our brush like well worked in. Get a good amount in the bristles. I'm dangerously close to the ferrule here, but that's fine. And I like this spot right here. So we're going to use this to do like the big unload and swizzle this around so that we really work this paint into the bristles. Okay, and then we do the medium texture for majority removal. And then we'll check it on our light texture. And I think that's what we're after. Let's test it on somebody who's a little more edgy, as in, you know, consisting of many edges. And we're gonna hit the sharpest edges. And this is actually a pretty fairly pretty what's words, y'all? A fairly intense attack of this color. Pretty loaded brush. We just want to target it in specific spots. Fairly attack. I think I wasn't a natural English speaker. Alright, let's pick this paint back up. A little bit more here. Hit those edges, hit this edge right here. We want to do more of this towards the top though. And so we want to draw the eye of our... kind of want to guide the eye of our viewer up towards the top. And then that's good. I almost feel like we could get away with another coat of a lighter orange. But what we'll do is we'll just hit these again. We'll hit those same spots we want to emphasize one more time. All right, excellent. Honor the Dragon, yes. Honestly, it kind of seems like Cretan mechs are kind of hot right now. And I like that. I'm going to embrace Karita right now. We're actually going to be doing... I know what we do now. Wait. I don't like the secretive winks. We're actually going to be doing a community-driven playthrough of Dragon's Gambit here soon on the 21st. So if y'all want to come hang out and watch some MechWarrior 5, I'm going to get dug in with a few folks in the community. Should be really fun. We're going to go for an Iron Man playthrough of the Dragon's Gambit storyline in MechWarrior 5's DLC. Should be really fun. Nice change of pace, though I don't really want to get too much video game stuff on the channel. I know I've expressed that before. Alright, so once again we're going to pick out these raised bits, get a little more orange in there. There's a fine line between getting enough orange on them and getting too much that takes us out of the red. But we need highlights because they're looking a little flat, honestly. Now here we got to be a little careful to avoid hitting these grab handles. So we're going to hit those outer edges of these launchers. Same over here. Those outer edges, hit that front and top edge right here. And in fact, we're going to come in and try to gently hit this so we don't hit that white. But we want that leading edge nice and bright. Same on the back. Pinchy's a beautiful design. The 5 light PPCs and Gauss rifle on standard could figure wondrous. I have never played with it. I ought to print one out for myself, honestly. Alright, let's hit these. Let's hit these shins. I think that's a good spot for orange emphasis. Go in here as well. Pow. Top of that. Top of this. I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost. Why would you get lost, though? It's a weird turn of phrase, right? It definitely has some, like, romantic connotations. As opposed to, like, being lost. Like, lost in the sauce or lost in the woods. I guess you could find yourself getting lost in the sauce. Like, in the process of becoming lost. It's just a strange choice. Alright, so we dip it, we unload it, we do the mid unload, we do the light swipes. We're going to hit this boy right here on the front of the chest. Fairly heavy, thick edging right across the breast. Hit that missile launcher, top of the shoulder. Get a little more paint. Hit the top of this gun. Just create that visual interest. I see we missed some grab handles, so we'll need to correct that as well. We're gonna hit the knees real hard. Get it all over the knees. Bam, I also see more grab handles we missed. This boy needs some love, and we're gonna rub on him and give him some love. Give him some love. Let's get the thighs there, the back of the thighs. Let's hit the top of the thighs as well. Get them hips. Yeah, a little all over action. All right, so same deal. Load our brush really well. Unload it. Secondary unload, and we're gonna hit these shoulder panels. And this is pretty subtle. It's probably not coming through for y'all at all.
Okay.
All right, come story. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Goodbye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Back down we go. There's some push-ups. That's 20 today so far. How you feeling today, my dude? It's a beautiful time of year to not want to leave your house and paint little plastic things, or big ones for that matter. How am I feeling? I'm about waist deep in seasonal affective disorder. Yeah. It's kind of cold. It's kind of chilly. There are insufferable people with cheer all around me. No, it ain't that bad. No, I'm feeling it a little bit. But the streak must go on. There are no breaks. There is only paint. Well, that's not true either, because there's also edit and there's also 3D model. The streak will continue. Gonna have a fun month of it. All right. Yeah, this is looking really nice with a little bit of orange in there. Just want to pick out some high spots and create that little extra pop. That little bit of extra stuff. What is this? I don't like this. I don't like what you've done here. This is insanity.
Nathan donated a $10 super chat. Edge, I'll be Pinosos sosos SSSSSOSSS pinos nice dick pinosisisis orangutan hot dog bread.
What the fuck, dude? Holy shit. Thank you very much for the generous donation, Nathan.
The cream of the crop.
The streaking
and there
muscoon,
is
yes.
no one
Well,
that does it better.
Yeah. Nobody understands how English works. Me just now. Yeah, exactly. Kotek says, I initially chose Karita to play paint because the Jenner and the Panther are awesome. Then I read up on all the different regiments and loved the flavor they all had. I should probably paint up a Night Stalker's Lance. The retired mech warriors forming a new regiment and teaching noobs the old ways is fun. Yeah, you know, I was actually just looking at their like paint schemes on Camo Specs today. Lucky Sign Official, welcome back. Hello. Redeem exercise. You may be just out on the cooldown for exercise. that was a intense one. Hey, y'all have plumbed the depths and are coming to an understanding about how the TTS lady works. I thought about changing the voice, but kind of well established at this point. Salute the sun. Someone messaging me? Is it important? Is it important things? No. It's spam mail. I'm also being told my Google storage is 100% full. Mind you, this is the Google storage I paid extra for already. The problem with having auto backup on your phone is when you do these, like, you record segments to film and then it backs up all that 4K footage to your Google Drive. And it's like, oh, you put 2 videos in here, you need to pay us more money. How dare you use storage space? How are you doing today? I'm all right. I'm not going to say I'm good, but I have just enough enthusiasm to hit the painting desk, get some work in. I slept in a bit, fought the seasonal, what is it? Seasonal affective disorder? Is that right? I got the holiday blues a little bit. But that's part of why the stream every day for a month thing is happening. It's going to be my way to combat that tendency, and also provide a place where any of y'all who have slow or sad days can come through and talk shit and make me do push-ups. Okay, so we got our orange over a fair amount of this. I'm going to pick a few spots to increase that visual interest. There we go. I think this guy's also going to get his jump jets done in orange. I was sitting here thinking that we might want to do a bit of a glow effect on the jump jets, and it could be really fun to do like a fiery, like orangey yellow jump jet on these lads, because it would actually, instead of providing contrast, it would kind of accentuate the red highlighted with orange thing we got going on here anyways. Let's hit those backwards digitigrade knees. Let's hit the hips and butt. Let's hit those shoulders. Don't forget the backs. Remember, when you're painting your mechs, the backs are for you. So you want to give them a little love too. Komodo is so funky. I do love it. Oh, it's too much. It's too much, Mr. Nathan. Thank you. Komodo's so funky. I love the Komodo. It runs a little hot if you're jumping around in Alpha Striking.
Nathan donated a $2 super chat. Assasinus Susis Anasasis user says Azor Messis banana orangutan horse face zebra pizza.
Hold on. I'm going to run that one again. That was fucking good.
So thick.
I got to hear it one
Nathan
more time.
donated a $2 super chat. Assasinus Susis Anasasis user says Azor Messis banana orangutan horse face zebra pizza.
Assassinina Susana Assassinus Ususus Susaresa Emissus. That's fucking, that's intense. That's a good one. The S's lead to some fun stuff. Lucky Sign Official says, I like being able to create a schedule. Having small things like checking in on the stream creates a positive routine. I agree, and I think that in the new year we'll have like a more established routine, back to like, oh, it's Thursday is the de facto day off, Wednesday is paint stream, Mondays are probably editing stream, something like that. I think a schedule is really important as well for y'all, for people who come in and check in on the stream. It's bonkers that some of y'all have been here every day, which is, I can't believe it. And I hope that you find in other things to do. More important things than to waste time over here in the bullshit corner. Surveillance was there's a storage full. That's a lot of spank bank material. I'd say I have a reasonable amount of spank bank material. I don't go to excess with it. Besides, the internal eye, the mind's eye, is the most powerful material. I just think about number go up and it gets me excited. Grab handle here. Where was the other one we saw on this lad? I think it was on the LBX arm or the Gauss arm. All right.
Well, you want to woo woo?
You do want to woo woo.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Some neighbors are saying way too loud.
I love the
That's
way
all
he
in the
says, you know what I'm
moment.
saying?
He supposed to be up cooking breakfast
It's like
or somebody.
he
and
is
so that's
very
like an
into the
alarm clock.
woot woot. He's so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
But you do work out.
It's our
I
time.
do.
We can
Give
do
me
what
two.
we want. Enjoy the company and
Okay.
stop complaining. I will never stop complaining, Slink. Never. It's my favorite pastime.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
We're talking about the thugs. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. Cause a thug can't spell.
Hit a nice pace with those push-ups. I hit like the first 3 quick and explosive, and then I steadily slow down to the last 3, which go as low and as deep as possible. Really getting it down there. Darn it, better not.
Oh, geez.
You've had such bad luck with the gamble. That is for sure. You could try your hands at slots. I'll do some right now. Slots. 6, 9. 6, 9. Pal. Supposed to be lucky? I think you dared tempt fate by having it in your name. Alright, so what's
number
next
one.
here?
The number 1 and the best is the Antichrist.
I think next
God!
we want to do our Agrax Earthshade.
Got the Antichrist!
It's me! That guy's awesome. Where's my Agrax Earthshade? Let's do some Agrax Earthshade. Some nice Citadel stuff. So, the thing about the slots, so slots have shittier odds, but generally a better overall payout. Except for in the case of if you roll a 99 to 100 on gamble, you get 25x what you put in. Uh-oh, my neighbor upstairs is throwing things. Alright, we're gonna put 2 drops of water, I think. And I want a good sized brush. I think my neighbor's having a bad day. I'm not gonna fault them for that. They're usually pretty quiet. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. All right, so we're gonna use this number 2 round. I'm gonna mix up our Agrax Earthshade really good. And I think what we want to do is kind of come in here and hit sections like in between panels, like in between body segments. Try to give that a little love. Anywhere that we need just a tad bit more contrast. So between the feet and the ankles, between the knees, the hip joints, etc. I'm going to come in here and just intensify the shadows there a little bit. And we're going to try to get a good amount in the crevices, but we also want to wick away the excess. I don't want a bunch of surface staining. I want to kind of avoid that. But we're going to reinforce those panel lines. I actually probably should have, instead of thinning the ink, I probably should have wet the surface and then used a full strength and had it like pull into the segments with capillary action. That's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are just going to a serviceable standard, they're not meant to be display pieces. We just want to really get in there and make them look good enough. And I urge you all to remember that good enough is good enough. And sometimes you gotta make that call on your own paint jobs. We're gonna flood this one a little bit. I didn't put any metallics on that like big flat vent, but I still want some more contrast in there. So let's do that. Runs right here, and then we got some more red vents. And I kind of want to flood these areas that have like little vent details that aren't silver. Let's deepen this too, right here. Pow. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's create a work order here, and I'll move them left to right as we go. I always had noisy neighbors. So, Lucky Cyan, I had some really, really horrible neighbors for a long while. They would do construction projects at 2 o'clock in the morning. They would scream and fight, and it was a daily occurrence, and it took a long time for them to actually get evicted. I'm talking hundreds of noise complaints before the building was able to raise a case against them and get them evicted. And it's not that I want people to be out on the street or lose their home, but there is a line eventually. So because of that experience with those neighbors, I'm like acutely aware of the fuckery of my neighbors. I also live in a pretty packed apartment building. There's, what was it? It's 128 apartments in my building on 4 floors. Who's giving money? Oh no. Thank you for the generous donation, Nathan.
Nathan donated a $2 super chat. 2222 Sesizes Esses Abarababababana Sorororo Orangutan.
How about 222222? All those U's with the things sounding exactly the same. That is how an American would read it. So, can we fault TTS Lady for reading all those U's as a U? I think you got robbed on that one a little bit. I do like the peppering in of orangutan too. What other redeems can I do? Whew, okay. I think the best way to see those is to check the CloudBot page. There's a link in the description down below. But we got like, how about redeem flashbang? I was checking to see if she would notice like a recon
you can
miss.
work out.
Oh
I do.
God.
Give me 10.
That is indeed one of the redeems you can do right there. That's one. Yes, it sure is.
Bye, everyone. She can go forever.
Back down we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not quite nose to ground deep, but them deep ones. That's 40 tonight. Flashbang's pretty good. Oh, I did. Well, yeah. Sometimes you misspell things.
I must insist that you make that a roll at 20, good sir.
I do need some videos for the 20 and the 1. Just some footage of a D20 landing on that number would be nice. I'm surprised it's not more readily available in stock footage. I looked for it, did not find it. Okay. Tenchi has a little bit of deepening. I need my coffee, y'all. I'm going to be right back. Actually, I'm going to hit the restroom real quick and then get my coffee. I'll be right back. Because I'm drinking coffee, it's going to be the piss every 20 minute stream. What is going on? What is that? Hold on, what is Streamlabs listing out there? What has happened? How do I get back in here? What is this top points thing? Oh God. Y'all are too generous.
Comstar Knight donated a $1.99 super chat. Robot ninja kukataijin ravitsarp.
What? What did she say? Hold on. One more time. Kukataijin ravitsat?
Comstar Knight donated a $1.99 super chat. Robot ninja kukataijin ravitsarp.
Kukataijin rabbits up. Yeah, I was able to fix the give points thing on the Streamlabs page directly. Was the only way I was able to do it. I think there may be something going on with the bot doesn't want to read a double space.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like
some neighbors are saying way too
Nightbot
loud.
doesn't
That's
want to
only
read
in
a
the
single
moment.
space.
He supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo, woo.
I think there may be something going on with the double space. Does anybody else have a double space in their name that we can think of? I mean, 65K, that's a decent foundation if the gamble would like actually pay out for you. And I think that's where your points are suffering. Generally the way to big point numbers is to just spam the hell out of the gamble. Because if you lose 20 times and then you hit that 100, you get 25x what you put in, and it tends to be a net positive. Though we did adjust the payout numbers based on, well, Slink is a trillionaire. You have one? Who's you have one? Do I have one? What do I have? Oh my god.
We're talking
Triple
about the
pizza.
thugs. T is for
Triple
terrible,
pizza for a
H is for
15x
hell,
payout.
U is for ugly, and G is for jail. 'Cause
Oh,
the
I do have a
thugs can't spell.
double space name. You're right. Yeah, I don't know what that's about then. That's a really good question. Hey, sometimes you gotta spell it out for me, Lucky. I am kinda stupid. Remember, I'm an art guy. I'm not actually stupid. I've made it through college. But sometimes I'm pretty dumb. Pretty dense. I think dense is maybe the better word here. I'm pretty dense. Like tungsten. Or more like lead, maybe. I do like lead. Lead models are the superior way. Hey, and this ain't self-depreciation. This is just me pointing out that sometimes you gotta point shit out for me because I'm pretty dense. We are all sometimes. Yeah. Unless you're made of helium. And then you probably need anchors to keep you to the ground, of course. Because your buoyant force would cause you to rise in our atmosphere. Alright, so we're blasting through pretty quickly here, giving these mechs a nice brown wash. And normally I would use Nuln Oil for this, but because we have this red, like really warm color, the brown is going to be much more conducive to creating a cohesive feel to our coloration. We're just putting these foreshadows in. Not to be confused with foreshadowing.
The cream, yeah.
But instead
the
force.
cream of the crop. And
Foreshadow.
there is no one that
There is
does
no
it
one
better.
that does it better though, than Macho Man Randy Savage. Snap into a Slim Jim. We unbend. A+ joke. I don't know about any of that. You just gotta, if you lower your standards, then you get the humor of CFM. We do live solidly in
oh, jeez.
what? About a maturity range
Baba
of a
Bezos
teenager.
needs
Oh,
your money.
I have to get up and go across the room for that one, Compstar. All right, hold on. This is what happens when you press that button. I go press this button. Go press this button. I press this button, and y'all get an ad. Remember, chat, you have control over the mid-roll ads. in the streams at least. Than your hands. Solid non-sec. I have an ad playing on my screen right here. Holy shit. My standards died years ago. That's a good starting place. Because with the death of your standards, you can embrace the rising phoenix of potty mouth appreciation. Dicks and butts and fart jokes are the best jokes, and you can't prove me wrong on that. I mean, I'm sure just about everyone has ripped a really gnarly one and had a chuckle at it. It's nature's comedy. Think about that. There's a video out there of this this horse running around, and it like kicks something over and it runs up and farts on this person's dog as it goes by. It's so good. Yeah. Drive-by farting. And lots of penises. Country fried dog farts, yes. Country fried philosophy? What happens when you country fry philosophy? You gain a appreciation for fatty richness. You gain an appreciation for the use of triglycerides. Whether they're coming from, vegetable sources or lard, and I'm not even a meat eater, like having that option to deep fry things, and then of course deep fried humor, blown out microphones,
and a double helping.
It is funny that you say that though, Lucky Cyan Official. In some of my really early stuff, my first forays into
what are my biscuits?
I talked about wanting to spread country fried wisdom, and I don't think there's any wisdom to be had here, and in itself is wisdom.
Nathan donated a $5 super chat. Why zijn de tulpen en windmolens die jou grachten vallen met de feiten die we uit de vingers van onschuldige kinderen hebben gerukt?
We zijn de tulpen in windmolens die jou grachten vullen met de feesten die we uit de vingers van onschuldige kinderen hebben gerukt. Oh God. Where's Mr. Menthol when you need
Nathan
him?
donated a $10 super chat. En bers genoteerd kanaalreinigingsbedrijf te financieren waarvan de belastingen worden gecompenseerd door liefdadigheidsdonaties van nieuwe feiten aan kinderen.
Amin Berg noteerd Canal Reiniging Canal Reinigingsbedrijf te financieren waarvan de
Nathan
belastingen
donated a $2 super
This
chat.
is
Iedereen
nonsense.
gegroot Todd, Vernie Tiger Van
These are not
Styren.
real. These are not real. I do see something about canal, though. You're talking about throwing things in the canal. Look, you can't expose the canal bikes operation.
So thick.
Now, is this actually going to read the Cyrillic?
Comstar Knight donated a $4.99 super chat. Zarenie Minipo Deravinsky, Hotait Levi y Nemnogo Podlivki is Sisisok.
Podlivki is Sisok. I have no idea, y'all. Also, thank you for the generous donations. Holy fuck. Y'all, it's I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. Y'all are too kind. And of course, it's these things that make all this possible and keeps the machine chugging forward as we strive to, get more meat in the seats for Tabletop Tuesday. And of course, a reminder to y'all that Tabletop Tuesday is the ideal place to come by and chuck a few dollary-doos at the stream, because your donations during TTRPG Tuesday count as statements from the Dungeon Master. Check us out tomorrow night, 6 p.m. PST. We're going to be diving back in to Mothership with Nathan at the helm. See what kind of shenanigans we get up to, and see what kind of shenanigans you can cause for only $2. Spawn a live hand grenade at the feet of the party. Create a sudden vacuum in the bathroom. Give the party weapons of mass destruction. All of this and more can be accessible for a one-time donation of $2. I'd make it cheaper, but $2 is the minimum amount that YouTube does for the super chats. Country Fried Minis would like you some sausage gravy. Literal translation. Oh, that's funny. Now, so there is a brand of plant-based sausage out there called Light Life, and they make a really good analog of sausage gravy, or of sausage that works really well in gravy. And my mom figured it out for me one of the last times I was back east visiting my folks. She made me some from scratch biscuits with some soy-based sausage gravy over top of it. It was fucking fantastic. Why not? What are you saying, why not? What are you saying, why not about? Lettering, Hikroit, Pod, Bernie T. Hair on Skyrim. Are you trying to say something about Toddbot? I wonder if we could, I wonder if there's a way to integrate Toddbot with the streams. I'll look into that. It is nice to hear the inputs of our Lord and Savior, Todd Howard. God. You're laying it thick. So thick.
Comstar Knight donated a $1.99 super chat. Kormusuta wa tanoshi desu. Kormusuta nisam kasuru.
I don't even know where to begin with Japanese. It's like a foreign language. Uh-oh, I see more grab handles we didn't hit. Let's see if we can fix that real quick before my metallics dry out. That one and that one. Fuck, I got sloppy on that one. Holy moly, thank you, Comstar Knight. I really appreciate it. I hope that the TTS thing is fun enough. And I do humbly appreciate the fact that y'all are literally paying my bills. I'm, I can't say thank you enough. It's well appreciated, y'all. Okay, so we're just about done with this Agrax coating. Just about done. We're gonna create the division on these feet, and then hit the shoulders, I think, on this lad. Very targeted application of this stuff. I'm going to reinforce this elbow. I also see more grab handles. This thing has a ton of grab handles. It's insane. Let's get this shoulder as well. Let's get that surface tide mark wicked up. All right. Let's see if we can't I'm a little worried about some of these handles. Damn, I missed even more. We'll do that one. Do this one. Oh, fuck. I knew it. I knew it would be a problem. Let's try to wick away that ink. Alright, where's my tiny brush? See if we can't get this very targeted right there. Alright, we're gonna have to go back in with a little more ink here in a moment when this metallic dries. But in the meantime, what we can do is we can start what I intended to last time, and we're gonna go in with a little bit of Warp Lightning contrast paint. I think right here's a good spot for it. I think right here is a really good spot for it. We don't need much. So let's just try to get a nice nucleation site on our toothpick. Put a few drops of this stuff down. Make sure the back of your Citadel pots is down firmly, or they will dry out. And I think we can keep using this 20-0 liner. But it's probably still the best for this application. And what we're going to do is use this Warp Lightning contrast paint as like the foundation of our green. Now, the problem though here that you could run into is this is contrast paint and we're going over white. So any tiny slip up of the brush at this point is going to turn into big mistakes. Here, let's zoom in the camera. Let's go here. Let's go all the way in. Now, I do apologize that this camera's like, to make it clear, I've had to boost the sharpness. So you're not actually seeing a super accurate representation of what's going on here. But hopefully y'all can see the little details enough. And this is going to be a real patchy, real dark green base coat. Get it down, and we're going to go back in afterwards with some Warboss green. And then, of course, you know, the green is the perfect contrast for the red. I've seen people do blue cockpits, and that's fine. But the green just, it works. And if you can just take your mind away from the Christmas time implications of these colors together, it works. Alright, skip this ad. Refresh this. Alright, so I think what we're going to aim to do here is to come in, we're going to do this coat on all our cockpits. We're going to do some kind of, man, I can't get in there. I cannot get in there to paint this. I can't see what I'm doing to get in there. I just kind of have to guess the shape. Bunch of people underneath my window having a shouting conversation. My windows are closed. And I can hear them over the music going directly into my ears. Is it bad that living in the city has made me very cold towards homeless folks. All right. So same deal. Just gonna take our sharp little brush and try to be really controlled about the application. I'm having to fight the urge to go over to my window and shout at these people. I assume that years of living outdoors makes these people indifferent to the concerns of folks who are in the buildings. And basically, like right out here, right down underneath where my apartment is, there's like there's a little section of the storefront airs has like a little recess, but it's on the back of the store. This is like, I live on the back end of the store, and there's no like door access down there. They actually keep one of the doors shut, I'm assuming to control the traffic that comes in and out. And because there's like a little inset underneath the windows, homeless people tend to like temporarily gather there in like small encampments, and then they have loud conversations. It's not worth the effort. Don't shout back. I could like throw some minis and some paintbrushes out the window and be like, "Merry Christmas. Paint these models." I don't know, it's funny, some of the folks just like, I don't know if it's like timbre of their voice, but like it carries, and it penetrates right through the windows. My windows are closed. They are not open today. And I can just about understand what this guy is saying. I can just about understand what he's saying over the fact that I hear the music y'all hear at the same volume pumped directly into my ears. So I've got headset on and I can still hear this fucker. And it's moments like this that are a reminder that getting out of the city every now and then is a really good idea. What about throwing a water balloon at the window? Does that mean? Should I have empathy for these folks? My windows are cat and she is meow. I do love a cat. I'm a cat enthusiast. Might be time to get a cat. Might be time to get a cat myself. You know, I'm getting flashbacks here to the whole like traffic thing. My claims about there being traffic noises and y'all not hearing it because OBS blocks it out. Y'all are probably getting that blocked out. You're not hearing this guy. Let's see. I can't really make out the shape of this cockpit. I think it ends like this. Is that in frame? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, so we got that layer down. We need to think about, I think, Cretan logos now. Because whatever kind of like numbers or symbols that we put on these has to have a there has to be the chipping over top of it. Okay, I have an idea. Let's start with, you're correct, we don't hear him at all. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so we're gonna dig into Cretan logos first. So actually for that, let's get out our wet palette. Let's take this, I have this bottle of paint that I've pre-thinned. So we're gonna use that one. Put it right here. And we're gonna think about where we're putting these logos on the mechs. I think instead of going with like a standard on all of them, that we should just find the spot that works and put it down. So this one is going to start with just a circle. Little tiny Cretan symbols. When you think about some, like, I don't know, some Japanese characters somewhere on these boyos. Now, where's you gonna get it? Where is you gonna get it? I think right here on this shoulder. Yeah, we'll do a bigger one right here. And we're just gonna ignore all the surface greebling and paint right over top of it like it doesn't exist. I think that's the way. Is that in frame? Yeah. Doesn't need to be perfect. If we get our circle a little too wonky, we can just keep working it. There we go. Next is our white. And I think the white is going to get one. So there's this little like greebly thing. So I think we're going to put it right here. Kind of like a low angled Cretan logo. I'm going to keep it really, really small. Very tiny little mark. Komodo. Where does Komodo get it? I think Komodo gets a big one on this fist. That makes the most sense to me, so we're going to put it right here. Again, if our circle's a little wonky, we just expand it until it fits, but we got to be really careful to not overdo it. Try to keep it, prevent it from becoming too oval. Okay. Like so. We got a little bit of a flatness here, so we need to boost this out. And it's okay if this is a little rough. This is just like the foundational layer. Kit batch Hitosumi. No, my client actually sent it to me. Sent the file to me. So I'm not sure where it comes from. I can post it in the 3D printing section over on the Country Fried Minis, though, if one of y'all will remind me. Well, that is if it's a... Let me double check the source. It might have been a paid STL. And in that case, I probably shouldn't do that. But yeah, we got a Hitosumi. This is Eshibaum's Hatchet Man, which is a free file. We got a Komodo, a white, a Tenchi. And then I added a bonus pair of mechs just because I wanted to paint them in the form of a Summoner B, I think. And then a Timberwolf something. Can't remember which one it is. This one is the Gauss Rifle, SRM6, and maybe PPC. And then this one is the pair of PPCs and then the forward and rear facing SRM6s. These are both Locust Labs sculpts. So you can get them over at, from Locust Labs over on Cults. I think we're gonna put the dragon right here. And just, you know, rough in the circle. And once our edges look decent, we'll fill it in. Just gonna ignore the panels. There's like a chunk in my paint here too. There we go. I think I picked it up. No. I think I got it that time. Alright, now we think about where we're going to put it on our Mad Cat. It's a tough one, actually. I think we'll do this one in a less visible fashion, and we're just going to put it right on top. It doesn't really make sense from a like logical interpretation of it, but the players will be able to see it. There's chunks in my paint. What the hell's going on there? Alright, so now that we have our circles, our blackened circles laid down, we get out a little bit of gold. And this paint really sucks, but it is what it is. What we have to work with. And we're going to start coming in on these black circles and tracing a little tiny gold outline. I like the use of the gold to create a little bit of extra contrast when you're doing red on red. And this circle is bigger than the final results, so don't worry about it too much. Just come in and get it on there. It's really funny to me that the my muscle memory, first off, will not let me paint as far over as I need it. Vallejo's gold sucks unless it's in very small amounts like this. If you're trying to do like wide coverage, it's really, really hard to get it to do any kind of like decent coverage. Alright, so we want to push that as close to the black edge, the outer black edge, as possible. It's a little uneven right now, but we're going to cover that back over and clean it up. What order did we do things? I think our Tenchi is next. So we're same deal. I'm going to come in here, make sure I have that in frame. I'm going to put, a pretty thick application of this stuff, to be honest. We want a nice solid coverage of the gold as close to the edge of that black as we can manage. Again, we'll shrink the band with our next layer. That's why it's important to work from the bottom up in your freehanding. Just a tiny amount, yes sir. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we do the Komodo. So same deal. This is all with a 20-0 liner. Smallest brush in my arsenal.
Yeah.
But you do work out.
I do.
Give me 10.
Okay.
All right, you got it. Yes.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
You know, every single time I hit the ground to do those push-ups, hair makes its way free. All right, that's the first 50.
It's that woo woo.
Have a good night, all time for
You know
sleep.
what I'm
You have
saying?
you a
Some
good
neighbors
sleeping,
are saying
good
way
sir.
too
Thank you for
loud.
stopping
That's
by.
only in the morning.
And seriously,
Supposed to be
thank
up
you for the
cooking
generous
breakfast or
donos.
somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo.
All right, let's clean up that next. Do some little tiny ones. Hatchet Man. Exhale and pull the line. Very tiny. Very tiny little detail.
Butter my biscuit.
Well, butter my biscuits. All right, now this one is going to be the most challenging, I think.
You think this is true outcome?
No.
No.
Rerolls the dice.
Reroll the dice.
All right, gold there.
And a double helping of
Gold
green.
here on top.
I must insist that you make that a roll at 20 good sir.
That roll. Redeem cream. Howdy, Grim. Welcome to the stream.
Oh no, you actually rolled a 1.
Gold at
Get
one.
wrecked, you absolute nerd.
I didn't realize they use the same voice for both of those. One last spam on the way out the door.
I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better.
You know, it's funny that I cut the cream clip down before we set the standard of having longer sections there. All right, so next, I want like a nice crimson-ish color on our symbols, and I want to use it. I want to use a color that's slightly different, I think is the way. So we're actually going to get out this flat red. We're going to get out flat red because it's a slightly different shade of red. And even though we're kind of stepping away from accuracy on the Karita symbol, we're going to go for this creating a little bit of visual interest between the red, the base red for our models, and the red that we're using for the Karitan symbol. All right, and we're gonna go in, and we're gonna fill back in. I'm gonna wait till that finishes so I can show this. And we're gonna get that red right up next to I'm not even gonna try to show it to y'all. You're just gonna have to catch it in bits and pieces at this point. I give up. But we're just gonna go in with the red, and we're gonna fill in our circle again.
The number
And we're gonna
one.
push it up to the
The
edge of the
number
gold.
one and the best. Is the
So instead of
Antichrist.
trying to make a really,
But
really
I'm God.
fine
Not God,
outline
because the Antichrist,
of the gold,
it's me!
we'll use this second layer that goes over top to control the size. And you end up with this
We're talking about the thugs. T is
red
for
golden
terrible,
ring.
H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. Cause
because
a thug can't spell.
I will touch on this at some point early in the new year. There's been some expressed want for freehanding stuff. So I'm thinking we'll do like a small series of short
Baba
videos.
Bezos needs your
Oh
money.
my god, I have to get up and walk across the room for that one. Alright, chat demands an ad break. I'm gonna go hit the button. Holy shit, has it been 5 minutes already? How are these things still going? Nathan is blasting every single one of them.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Alright, there's an ad. Here's your push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure to hit the camera. Skip that. That's 70 push-ups, right? No, 60. Hey, you know, ad breaks technically make me money, so I can't complain too much. Oh, I know who it was. I know exactly who it was. And I'm sure they were having a great time laughing about it. All right. All right, this is going to be the toughest one here. So we get that little tiny red in the middle. Hatchet Man's also going to be similarly small. So you want to be really careful here. Just a matter of slowing down. Slow down, be deliberate in the application of paint. Get it close to good enough and don't fuck with it. Get it on there, get it done. Mad Cat. Mad Cat also gets... So, we're going to unload it in the middle. And then we're going to push that rim outwards. And get that band of gold as even as we can around the outside. If we get a little off, who cares? Doesn't have to be perfect. The more you do this, the more accurate your freehanding efforts will be. Okay. All right, and theoretically, the first mech we worked on should be dry enough to go back to. So we're going to start with our Hitasumi and get a nice little streak of black. And now this is the tricky part. This is so small that we just need to interpret a mark. And we can get away with just like an S. Boom. I don't know if y'all can even see that. It just all blended together. It is not as blowed out as the camera would suggest. It's just a little streak. I'll do a bigger one so y'all can see it a little better. So I'm gonna come in, we're gonna pick our spot, unload some of the brush, pick our spot, we're gonna come in with an S. Now, you know, the bigger it is, the more detail we can pack in there. So in this case, we're going to create a branch at the tip and have it like the open mouth into the S. Now, some Kurita symbols have like the black going around the outside. These are too small, so we're going to leave that detail out. The idea is when I have this model out like that distance, I need to be able to read that it is a logo. I can only freehand dazzle? No, nonsense. I don't believe that. I believe in you fully. I know you could do freehand logos. And it goes for all of y'all. You can all do this. I believe in you. I know you have it in you. I suck at it. But I do it more and more. Alright, that one's kind of wonky. That one's a little wonky. But it reads as the dragon at a distance. And that's what we're going for here. We're selling the idea. We're not painting accuracy. We're selling the concept. Let's do the tiniest one. And I think the way we're going to approach this one is just a tiny little... I'm going to have to do like the really get in close thing here so I can see what the hell I'm doing. We're just going to do like a diagonal strake. Zip. That's it. That's it. That's good enough. Because it's so small, you're not going to see that detail anyways. Same here. This one's also small enough that I need to get in close with my glasses eyes. Although this, I think we can maybe get away with an S shape, potentially. Keep it very small, very light touches. All right. Somehow that paint was really, really wet and flowing like a liquid. So let's try to save it here. Good enough. That looks like a dragon to me. It's fine. Bit like a number 2. I can't freehand anything. The cat is demanding both of them. Ah, yes. The cat needs you, though, Mr. Nate. The cat needs you. Like K-N-E-A-D. Alright, I'm just going to have to do these all with the, like, up-close focus. Now, this one's kind of tough because of the panel here. So I think we're gonna have to exaggerate it a little bit. And that's fine. We have an opportunity though to make the dragon head kind of show up there. Yeah. Gonna have to be good enough. Who is left? The Tenchi. Let's do the Tenchi. Alright, Tenchi is a similar situation. We're just gonna get the overall shape first. We're going to widen up the body a little bit. And there we go. We got Kurita logos on all of them. Easy peasy. All right, next, what I think we want to do now is look up some kanji. Let's start with the white here. I want to start with kanji for ghost. Images. I don't know if any of them are accurate. I have no way of knowing if they're going to be accurate. So we're going to go, is this correct? fuck if I know. Maybe we'll go with numbers. That's probably the way. That's probably a better way. Let's find images of them. I want to skip one because it's just a stroke. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to work off this list here, I think. I'm going to work off this list here. All right. So I want white. I want to start with that. And this is going to be, we're going to start with number 3. I think this is the most visually interesting. So we're just going to go like that. How? 3. Who gets 4? 4 needs considerable space. Maybe this guy? No. I'm gonna go with
Salute the sun.
Bramp, bramp. We'll go with number 4 on our Hitotsumi, and it's like a box, thing, and the sides go down farther than the bottom line. So we'll do that. I'm sure that someone out there would be screaming that I'm doing this in the wrong order, but I'm not knowledgeable of such things, so you'll have to forgive me. And then there's like a streak that kind of comes down that way, and then there's a streak that hooks up a little stronger. It's just gonna have to be good enough. It's close enough. I'm okay with it. Okay. Number 5. Let's put it on this Tenchi. Yeah, let's put it on the Tenchi. Put it on the Tenchi right on the same area. So it looks like it's a streak, like a kind of a long streak. And then this thing swoops down and cuts over to the side a little bit. We have the thing. And this comes down here. And this line goes right across the bottom. Now. It looks decent to me. Mad Cat? I don't really know where we're going to put the number on this thing, to be honest. Bramp, bramp, says the phone. I do know where we're going to put it. We're going to put it on the arm right here. And this one is like it's like a thing that goes across with a little tippy-doo in the middle. And then it comes down like this and like that. Like that. Slam. Okay, next. This guy. I think we're gonna put it right here. This one's like a kind of a diagonally placed streak like that. Made it a little too fat, so we're gonna have to compensate. And then this thing goes down right here. And it sticks up above the streak. And then this thing loops and comes back up again. Like that. Now. Okay. And now we've got these two left, so we got to figure out where we're going to put the markings. Let's remove this hanger here. Alright, I don't know where to put it on this guy, to be honest. I'm tempted to put it right here. But I think what we'll do is we're going to put it on the leg here. This one gets a little, it's like a little tiny streak across. It's a little streak across, which turns into a big swoop. Big swoop. And then this is a swoop as well that doesn't quite connect. Pow. That looks pretty decent. I can maybe free toes, but I didn't take my socks off yet and no longer have access to my ankles. Ah, because the cat. Yes. Makes sense to me. Alright, so now we're going to try to pack this symbol in really tiny and really push ourselves right here. So this one is like a, I probably should have done these opposite. Alright, so this is like a, there's a cross member at the top. There's a line that comes down and swoops out like that. And then this thing comes straight down and kind of goes out a little bit and then juts up again. There we go. Wow. Got our happy little Japanese markings on all these boys. Okay, where are we sitting at? 7:44 p.m. 2 hours in. That all looks fine to me. Ideally, I should have outlined black first. It kind of looks like they're outlined in black due to the effect of the camera. I think they would have looked a lot better that way, but that's fine. I kind of want to put cherry blossoms on these fucking mechs, to be honest. I kind of want to put some cherry blossoms somewhere. But I don't think that's a Legion of Vega thing. Do I do it, chat? Do I do it? Do I do it? Do I dare do it? Is the answer yes? Should have done a Ghost Regiment. Yep, that's the answer. That's the answer. Thank you, Kotex. I will do Ghost Regiment next, and I will do lots of freehanding, finger waves, and Sakura blossoms, all that good stuff. Yep. Yep. This is the intelligent answer. And you just let me talk myself out of doing excessive work. Okay. Besides, the star of the show here is going to be the chipping anyways. So we're going to do whole red, and we're going to do German camo black brown, which is up here somewhere. Which one of these is fuller? We'll use the old one. Where's my German camo black brown? There we go. All right. So we're going to get a nice little cube. I'm going to rough up the edges some. Create a nice uneven surface. I'm just plucking off little tiny pieces here and there. We don't want a nice, we want like irregularity, and then we also want to get rid of all these 90-degree corners. Well, most of them. Okay, so now we have this nice rough end. Okay. All right, and what we do is we could use the wet palette. Wet palette's fine. First, we're going to get our Oni Lab. We're going to jam 2 in there at the same time. My black brown is getting really low. I need to re-up. See? Fuck. Do y'all have any updates about the strike? Hey, my internet crashed over there. Is that like a burnt end? I don't think so. I think burnt end is more barbecue. So we're just going like straight up 50-50. We'll take our big ass brush. I think we will add a little bit of water in this just to make it go a little further. So 2 drops. Give this a good mix. And see, this here makes this, it's getting out of hand. It's getting away from me. Makes this like kind of like partially oxidized raw steel color that is really, really nice. And it basically goes with just about any color. It doesn't look great on like blacks. And then see, we have this blobby end. I don't want to waste that. So we're gonna load our sponge. I'm gonna load our sponge, and then we're gonna go back to using our texture palette here. I'm just gonna unload it quite a bit. Unload the hell out of it. I should have done this with the other hand, I guess. And we can do it left-handed. And we want to get this like nice and unloaded, and we can check it here. So I think it's still a little heavy, but if we're gentle, we can make that work. So let's pick the most inconsequential of the mechs. I think it's going to be our Komodo, and we're just going to gently jab at this boy. And we are deliberately going to try to hit areas that just hit it all over. It needs to get chipped. We want the chips. We want them visible. They add so much. They're going to do a bunch of heavy lifting for our paint job. We want to try to get them across our markings that we put down. We want the chipping to hit that. It makes it reasonable. And all of a sudden we have this like really nice weathered look. Let's see if we can get in here without hitting too much of it. All right. On to the next one. Got a new sculpt Komodo. I don't remember who did it. This was a 3D file sent to me from the client. And it's pretty good. I like the Ironwind Metals one more. There's one problem I find with this sculpt. I think that they buried this ball joint just straight up inside of a vent, and that doesn't make sense. If I was sculpting this myself, I would have put some kind of ring around this to make it make sense. I can see that they just smashed the arm and the upper arm and the lower arm together with a Boolean function in a really ham-fisted fashion. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. I like what they've done with the feet, and the proportions look really good. It seems like it matches with the Catalyst aesthetic pretty well. All right, let's check our sponge. We're gonna unload it. We're gonna reload it and unload it and check again. And I'm using my hand here to go for like, I want this kind of light. Let me try to get that here. I want this light dappling to happen. And not be too intense. And we're going to very gently attack the surface with this approach. So we want we want to build this up. We don't want to get too much in one go, because what happens if you put too big of a splotch on there is you end up having these big areas, and the only way to really correct them is to either remove them by painting, or to go back in, or remove them by painting the original base tone, or you go back in with silver and enhance it. And once again, we're going to try to get some chipping on the logos we added. I want to get some on these thighs. There we go. And let's get the inside of that arm. It makes sense that the hatchet would have some all over it. There we go. All right, now with this, because that was a small mech, we can still keep going, I think. We're going to hit our white with some. And see, I see that is way too big of a blotch. I apologize, I'm trying to keep this in frame. So after this stage, we'll go back with a little bit of metallic. We'll hit it with metallic, and then we do the lens jeweling. And then I think I want to do glowing jump jets on these mechs. I think it's going to look really good, even though it's still going to just be red on red again. Okay, so Mad Cat, pow. Real gentle touch. The danger here with the sponge is if you press it on too firmly and like smush it, it's going to push paint out of its depths onto your model, and it's going to make these unsightly blobs of color instead of this nice kind of half-ass in scale chips on the model. They're not really in scale, but like you couldn't really see paint chips in this scale, honestly, if we're just being objective about it. We want to...
Baba Bezos needs your money.
Who's demanded an ad break? All right, I got to get up and walk across the room to do that. Give me a second. I pressed the button. I pressed the button. All right. So another dip. We'll unload the brush or the sponge and take a peek at our dappling. So we'll pick a new spot of skin. And skin is a good indicator because there's a little bit of texture on the surface, but not much. It's going to equate to the finest details on your model. And we're gonna go in, we're gonna attack the surface. We're gonna try to hit our hand-painted logos again, because ironically, or funnily enough, what makes your hand-painted logos look the best and most realistic is battle damage right over the top of them. There's a little red spot underneath here. We're going to try to cover that up with some heavy chipping. All right. And we just pick a point where it's like, it's enough and it's not too overdone. We have a big splotch right there we're going to have to correct. All right, continuamos. Let's hit our summoner. Let's try to hit those logos. Just start working all over the surface. Just want to get a nice light all over in chippening. And just having that that kind of raw steel color poking out through the color adds so much, even though we've got a very basic paint job here. We need a little more on the surface, on the front surfaces I mean. So let's try to hit those legs. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. believable. All right, one last pass on our Hitatsumi Kozo. And then pow, pow, pow. We'll hit the weapon. We're going to try to avoid hitting our banner here, because it wouldn't make any sense to have the banner chipped. Bow, bow, bow. But we do want to get kind of close to it. There we go. Those few little splotches on the head, man, it adds so much. Okay. I am satisfied with that. We're good here. What's next? I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring the camera out, back out again. And I think we're going to work with a little bit of speed paint now. So let's get out our dry palette. And I think I want to use Gravelord Gray for our base. We're going to get out our speed paint. Go for a little Gravelord Gray. And while we're letting that chipping cure, and before we move on to the next segment, we're going to apply a little bit of speed paint to these bases. And I think we're going to use this here, number 3 round, to do so. So let's get out. Excuse me, I got coffee burps. We just unlocked triple banks. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like hearing that. I gotta admit. I can't hear the binks, by the way. Just so you know, when I'm here in the corner, the babink does not go directly into my ears. Alright, we're going to clean up this number 3 round with a little bit of acetone. Again, this is a synthetic brush, so you know, no worries about our natural fibers getting beat up. Let's pour that out. Okay, dry it out. Get back out our dry palette. Which way does this need to rotate? Like that? There we go. Podbot is 17% moist. I believe that. Podbot seems like a little anti-fun. Okay, so we're going to go into our bases with our Gravelord Gray. And we're just going to smear this all over it. It's going to give a nice foundation for the rocky bases. Not sure what we'll do yet for the coloration. I think we may go in with some texture paint on the, like, there's some crevices that we could fill in. These are bases by Mr. Crates over on Cults 3D. They're pretty inexpensive. I think it was like $2 and some change, maybe. Alright. Just using the Gravelord Gray to do a nice foundational coverage here. We're going to go back in with some other grays later. But let's just get this for now. There's a certain amount of like juggling steps at this point that I'm looking to do. You do a little bit down here, you do a little bit up top, do a little back and forth. So we'll put this first coat on the base work, and then while it's drying we'll go back in and work on the cockpit jeweling. Where are we sitting at? 8 o'clock? I can maybe get these basically done by 9 and call it after a 3-hour stream. I think think I'm okay with that. Let's do this boy. This lovely Mad Cat by Locust Labs. And of course, you know, another offer to everyone out there. If you want your own lance painted by yours truly here on stream, make sure to check out my offers over at fiverr.com/ThurstonStudio, link in the description down below. I do a lance deal, 3D printed, painted, and shipped to your door for 150 USD. Single mechs start at 50, so quite affordable, and it will of course get painted right here on stream and maybe even turned into content. On that note, if you do want your mechs guaranteed to be content, there's I think it's 100. There's a $100 deposit you can throw down with your purchase, and we'll coordinate and make it into a stream, and we'll bump up the production schedule to prioritize your video. All right, so let's get that nice black gray stone foundation down. I think what we'll do is we'll do the like leopard spotting technique after this, where you take like really thin colors and just start splodging them on the stone. I just want them a nice dark foundational color. All right, we need a little bit more of this. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this color. I think it's interesting to call it gray. It's really like a thin black speed paint, and honestly, I have found the opportunities to utilize it in like a good fashion to be pretty lacking. But I do think what we can do is, as we're putting in the other grays on the stone, we can kind of take advantage of its reactivation properties, because this is a speed paint 1.0, and work that color into what we're doing. All right, almost there. 2 more to go, and then we'll pivot to putting the Warboss green on the cockpits. Just want to slob this stuff on there. Slop it right over it. Get it all on there. We hit the foots a little bit, that's fine. Just don't want to go nuts with it. I think I still need a few more drops of this stuff. So let's do that. Bramp, bramp. I think that's activity over on the Discord. If y'all aren't already members, make sure to check the link in the description. The most lively and involved area of participation here on Country Fried Minis. Pop on over to the Discord, show us what you're working on. We want to chat. We love talking. And I do speak for the community. All right. Here we go. Last base. Last base of the speed paint. Oh shit, that's a lot on that foot. Try to clean that off real quick. You don't want too much on the foot. You can hit them a little bit and it'll be fine. If you're focused on the feet of a model, then it is painted wrongly. Okay, nice gray foundation on those bases. All right, who's next? We do want to do the green, but I do think we could also just go into continuing the chipping. So we're going to get back our duraluminum. The cat's only meowed 109 times. We got to fix that. Give this guy a good shake. Blink, plunk. Alright. We're going to go through all these models we just chipped and try to find any areas that are like way too brown from our chipping. We're going to add in little bits of metal. Just anywhere we were too sloppy with the chipping. A little here, a little there. Those knuckles maybe. I think I want to paint this thing on its forehead to be gold. Kind of like it, you know. Alright, I think that's just about enough. We'll do a little bit right here. We want this to be understated. So anywhere we're putting this on is where the chips have gone right through the paint, of course. Or right through the paint and primer and kind of revealed very raw metal, or like freshly non-oxidized metal, I should say. Not quite the same as raw. And it's mostly going to go on like really sharp edges where our chipping got really intense. But the thing is, we also don't want to cover over all the chipping. We want to try to strike a balance of enough of this stuff, but not too much. This can get really time consuming if you get too out of hand with it. Now you could always do like a really heavy sponge chipping and go back in with the brush stuff afterwards and make it look awesome, honestly. Kind of like it. I kind of like it too. 157 requests for the CFOF. So like right here, this is a case in point where this stuff is most applicable. We had a huge splotch of color there. We have another huge splotch right here. So we're going to try to put just like some little chips of silver to break that up. And I think we'll do some right here. Now right down that and this and that edge. And I think honestly that's about it. Don't want to overdo it. Less is more. Cat. Ah, yes. Hello, Calixus. Welcome. Making some serious progress on these boyos. These are going to get dispatched soon. Hopefully with enough time to get to their recipient. Planning on hitting the post office up in the morning. Have some packages that need to go out anyways. So we're going to try to blast through these. they may need one more session to get them done up and right. But man, it's so fun. I'm really coming around on creating mechs, and I think Mr. Kotek's recommendation is something on the horizon. We got to do some sort of light stuff, or some Dragon Regiment. I can't remember which one it is. Is it sort of light that has like all the hand painted details? Ghost Regiment. That's what it was. No, Ghost Regiment with some like tattoo style art all over them. I think that'll be heckin' fun. Somewhere I can really flex some of that freehand ability. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas for mechs to showcase for that. Ghost Veg. Oh yes. Lasagna cats. Another Nate made a panel 36 layers and gave 26 slices to cats. It's the 54th tray of lasagna. The cats. Oh, I love it. I want a pop cat too. I want to pop cat. Redeem. Damn it. Why did it do that? Vagiments?
Well, butter
I don't know
biscuits.
about that. I don't know about Vagiments. Is there a market for that? It's like breath mints for your lady parts. I feel like the sensation might be too much. Like the like cooling effect might be a little intense. I don't know. There's probably a market for it. Altoids for your vagina. I don't know. I'm not sold on it. I feel like it would have a very niche market. I mean, what's next? Pee hole peppermints? I don't know if, like, I don't think that works. Alright. This is looking pretty decent. Anywhere we see the really big splotches, we'll go in and we'll hit them with a little bit of chipping. But again, we don't want to overdo it. Now, that said, it is a really nice way to get that tiny bit of visual interest on our, like, mostly red surfaces. Excuse me. Alright, Komodo next. Peppermint sounding rod, yeah. Vaginaltoids? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Curiously strong. Alright. Alright, we're going in with our little bits of brush chipping. Again, using that tiny little 20-0 brush. Trying to keep our chips really small.
I am the cream, the cream of the crop, and there is no one that does it better.
He does, I mean, Macho Man he sounds like he's about to explode.
Yeah. Would you do a workout?
I do.
Give me 10.
Okay.
Who's responsible for this? Who's responsible for this? Coming right up.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
We're talking about the thugs. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, cause a thug king spell.
That's 70. Pal. All right, who are we working on? Komodo. Yes. A little bit right here. A little bit right there. A little bit on that chin. I want some on this edge right here. A little bit right here. A little bit right here. A little bit there. Is that in frame? Yeah. A little bit here. And there. And there. So wherever we see the real big splotches of the chipping colors. I think it's enough. I think it's enough. We're showcasing this spot mostly. All right, the white next. Looks like these shoulder bits got the most. So we're gonna give those a few little taps. Here's the same right there, bam. A little bit here, a little bit there. Oh, the leg got a blob on it, so we're gonna correct that right here. I think that's mostly all of it. Let's hit this thing right here and try to clean it up some. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe just a little bit more here. Looks like it really got roughed up on the leg somehow. And that's our biggest area of chipping. Okay. What's next? I think next is going to be, we want to do jump jet vents. So we're going to go with our bright orange, and we're going to go very small brush for dry brushing. I got to find the right one here. Maybe one of these. This looks like a good candidate right here.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Well, you want to woot-woot. It is that woot-woot.
Some neighbors are saying way too loud.
Way
That's
too
only
loud.
in the morning.
Actually, maybe...
You're supposed to be up cooking breakfast for somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo-woo!
I think we're going to trim some of this. I'm going to trim this brush down. That's what we're going to do. Let me get my clippers. Tiger Balm sanding rods? Holy shit, I just saw that. That's insane. Alright, we're going to snip off those brushes. Those bristles. Alright. Going for orange. Bright ass orange. All our mechs that have jump jets are about to get a little bit of love. So, take our orange, work it in the bristles. Now, who has jump jets that needs it? We'll start with this summoner. Summoner has jump jets here. And let's just jam this color in there. It's okay if we spill it out. We do want to be kind of ham-fisted with this. We're going for a tiny, tiny bit of OSL here. Tiny bit of OSL on them. Plus, this color has really shitty coverage. And, I mean, I could do these in blue and make them, like, stand out, but I think that I don't know. Something's telling me the red on red on red is a good idea. We're gonna go with it. We're just gonna jam this color in there. We'll go with a lighter bit next. Let's boost up the OSL. Boost up the OSL there. Okay. Does a white have jump jets? Are these jump jets? I need to look it up. Bing. Let's see the white. Does a white have jump jets? I don't think it does. It does not. This sculpt has jump jets, but this is probably because they use the torso off of a different mech. Now our Komodo does have jump jets. So we're gonna hit these few spots. We're gonna jam some right here. I'm gonna jam some right here. There. I'm gonna jam this one. I wonder if we can actually... We maybe can't really get any on the bottoms here, unfortunately. And maybe cram some up in there. But like, you can't even see that unless you're looking from the bottom up. So we're just gonna hit these things with our OSL. Bam. And who's next? This guy doesn't have jump jets. Tenchi doesn't have jump jets. I think the Hitosomi Kozo has jump jets though. Let's double check. Hitotsumi Kozo. I'm pretty sure this mech has jump jets. Jump jets. Confirmed. I'm gonna pretend like these vents right here that we didn't paint earlier are the jump jets. I'm gonna smash this color on there. Boom. Booyaka-chow. There we go. And now we want like a nice yellow color, so we're gonna go with this deep yellow. We're gonna mix some into that. I'm just gonna try to get an intermediate tone. We're just gonna build it on this palette, I think, because that yellow is very quickly overpowered by our bright orange. So same deal. We come back in, and we're just gonna jam this color in there with a lighter touch than before. Try to keep it more localized to the center of these jump jet holes. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna add more yellow. This time we're gonna take our yellow. We're gonna mix in just a little bit of orange into the yellow, so we get a mostly yellow orange here. Same deal. I'm gonna jam it, but try to be even more reserved about it. And here, same thing. Pow, 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 pow. Okay, get our jump jets nice and glowy. Alright, and now what we'll do is we're going to start working at it in a more deliberate fashion. I think this brush needs a little bit of love with acetone first. That's way too much. Let's clean out. There's a little bit of black in the tip here we want to fix. 826, can we get these mechs done? I don't think we can get them quite 100% complete, but I do think I'll have them done very, very soon. Okay, so now we're going to take this color again, and we're going to start mixing it in to our orange. We're going to be more controlled about where we're placing it. So in this case, we're going to hit it right down the middle of them. We don't want the glowing effect coming off this color. Right here we'll do the same. We'll go right down the middle of these. Kind of basically overbrushing at this point. It's a very wet brush. Well, not a very wet brush. It's a wet brush with a reserved approach. I'm going to go for the center of these things here. If you get a little spillover, it's fine. We just want to try to keep it to the center. Okay. So now, clean the tip. Don't lick your brush. It's just a me thing. Rules for thee, not for me. That's why I stream with my hand on my penis. Wait. If both hands are here on camera, then who's holding my penis? Nobody. Nobody's the answer. And you're not supposed to watch the streams with penis in hand either. So, you know, stream hands above the table. Okay. So we're going back in with just straight deep yellow now. And trying to stick it to the center of all of our little boosters. Now, like that. Bam. And now we're going to take a little bit of white, put it on this palette, and then we're going to mix our yellow into it so we get like an ice yellow type color. And do the same thing but even more reserved, like a streak in the middle now. Right across the center of those jump jets. We've got these hot glowing jump jets on the back of our mechs. This one, we don't really have any texture, so we're just going to try to concentrate the color to the center. And same deal here. These have textures, but this one does not. Okay. So now we take white, and we take our white-yellow mix, and we mix it in till we have like an almost pure white. Just like an off-white. And then we center of each of these centers. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, all right, we got these glowy spots. We got mostly detailed. What do we do from here? I think what we can do is we can do the lens jeweling. We do the lens jeweling and the weapons. We can work on jeweling now. So let's see how wet our black still is. It is still passable. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our black while we have it. We're going to fill in all our laser ports. It's important for the technique that I use for my lens jeweling to have a black foundation on all our weapons. Well, all our lasers. PPCs are an exception. So we'll do this. Komodo's easy. It's got a bunch of medium lasers. There we go. Hirotsumi Kozo has... This thing is a PPC, I believe. And then these are lasers, so we'll hit those laser ports with the black. This guy has, I think there's an S or M on the top. I'm not actually sure. It might be lasers, but they definitely need little dots. The missile ports here on the SRMs, I'm dubious as to whether or not I can actually paint these without screwing them up, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try here. Just gonna try to put a little black dot in the center of each one. I'm shaking trying to do this. Let's do all those. Alright, the Gauss rifle thing needs a black dot in the center. I think these are all like light PPCs, if I'm remembering correctly. I also see a really big egregious bit that we missed for chipping, so we're going to go back in and fix that really quick. Bow. Okay. Next, Hunchback, or Hatchetman, also starts with an H. We're going to fill in the AC with a black hole. We're going to fill in the laser port with black on both arms. I'm pretty sure that's all his weapons. Next, Mad Cat. These are PPCs. These are all PPCs, and then this thing is like I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be a tag. We'll pick a color for the missiles, but not at this moment. All right, white gets this and that, and I think this is a PPC on the white. This guy, that's a PPC barrel, and then this is a black spot. There we go. Oh, we skipped the damn chipping on this boy. We skipped the chipping on our summoner. Good thing I caught that. Bam. Let's do the chipping on this feller. Skipped all the chipping. Didn't even attempt. Bam. Alright. Making good progress. These guys are almost done. Actually, you know what? I've kind of hit my wall, you know. I think I'm done for the night. I'm gonna call it a little early. I'm making progress, but I do want to hop up. My ADHD brain is screaming at me to go do something. Kind of really want to take a hot ass shower. I think I'm going to go do that. Plus, chat's a little dead, so we'll reconvene tomorrow for Tabletop Tuesday. Make sure to come by, check it out. 6 p.m. PST, same time, same place. Remember that your super chats count as statements from the Dungeon Master, so come on by and make the party have a really bad time with some silly things. We made some hella good progress today. Our mechs are all free-handed. They're all chipped to hell. They're looking like serviceable brawlers. We just need to do the cockpit jeweling, the lens jeweling on the weapons, pick some colors for the SRM missiles, and then the basing, and then these guys are done. And I will post some pictures on the Discord. If you're not already a member of the Discord, make sure to come through and sign up. But yeah, my mind is wandering, my back is aching, and chat's a little dead. So I'm gonna call this one, and I will catch y'all tomorrow. In any case, I've been Cameron on behalf of Country Fried Minis. This is the paint stream. This is day 16 of the Paint Every Day for a Month challenge. We're gonna be back at it. We're halfway through. As always, I want y'all to remember to be happy while you're painting. And of course, to know that your participation here makes me happy while painting. Thank y'all so much for the views, for the watch time, for the donos. It all makes it possible. Catch y'all tomorrow for some more TTRPG Tuesday fun. And I will catch you maybe in the Discord. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.